This question is from Andrew, and the question is, I'm still in high school and my parents want me to go to college when I get out. I read something you wrote about how college isn't really important, but I have to go, so what should I go for that will help me out in the lawn care business? So first I want to clarify my position on college. I have probably said, and it drives my wife crazy when I say this, but I have said negative things about college. I personally think college is an outdated concept, and I also think that the college system should change. I have a real problem with somebody going to college, going into ridiculous amount of debt, and I just think there's a better way. And for that reason, I'm not overly fond of college. Now, I went to college, and actually when I went to college, I always wanted to be in business for myself. I sort of did it as a backup plan. My parents did not make me go to college, and so it was something I chose to do because I thought I should just do this, and it will give me more options in life. And I didn't end up needing my degree, but I have my degree, and it did open some doors for me, the biggest of which was, had I not got my degree, I probably would have never ended up in the software industry because I would have never been exposed to programming, because I wasn't a person to go learn how to program on my own. I learned that in college. So my take on college is that if you don't go to college, it's not an out. My opinion on the fact that you don't need college or college is unnecessary is not in any way to give someone a cop-out and say, okay, well, good, I don't have to go to college. I actually think you should do the equivalent of college, whether or not it's a formal degree. I also believe that if you work for someone, like for example, if you work with me, or you work at my company, or you work at another company like mine, you're going to learn a ton, and you're going to learn a whole lot more than you would learn sitting in a classroom taught by somebody that's never done it. But that's even an overgeneralization, because there's a lot of great programs out there that will teach you. So for example, we hire a lot of developers at our company. Well, our developers did learn a lot in college because most of the guys we hire went to a good college that was doing a good job teaching. But even at a college, you have to find the right program and the right professors. And if you go to a four-year college and you happen to get mediocre professors, or it's not that great of a program, it might be a waste. And so I think it's on you to make sure you educate yourself with the classes that you need that are most important. And I go back to things like public speaking, like writing, accounting, finance. Any of those types of classes are really important. Anything around technology, super important. Probably a foreign language such as Spanish. So I think there are a lot of very important classes. The problem is that college also does not really prepare you for reality. For example, I do not think you can be a first-class marketer or salesperson by taking college classes. You have to go to guys that are way more advanced, that are doing it, are on the cutting edge. You're not going to learn Google AdWords and SEO and things like that in college. You're not going to learn real direct response marketing techniques in college. So rather than, for myself, if I could do it all over again, rather than having spent all the money on college, knowing what I now know, I would have spent that money in different areas. Again, it's not a cop-out. I would have got more education outside of college than I probably got in college. And that's the second point, or another point to make, is that you are going to get more education for the rest of your life than the equivalent of just a four-year degree. What do most people do? They go to school for 4 years. They actually go to school and party for 5 years and happen to get a degree. And then that is the end of their education unless their employer makes them get more education. And I think that is a horrible idea. The better idea is to get into the work world as fast as you can at a great company and learn while you're spending your college money on accounting, public speaking, marketing, sales, all of these different things. And so I felt very strongly that I needed to clarify that I do not have a problem with learning and education. I think you should spend a fortune on learning and education. Just spend it correctly and be prudent about how you do it, but do not cut corners in that area. If you think that there's a chance of having a great career and being incredibly successful, whether working for someone or building your own company, and you're going to do it without learning, not a chance. The smartest guys out there are avid learners, avid readers. They're learning from the best. They're finding mentors. They're eventually probably getting coaches. They are learning, and they'll be learning for the rest of their life. And that is the only way that you will be really, really successful. I just have the opinion that it can happen outside of a college 4-year degree. So to your question, if you're going to college to get a degree, I don't know if I know exactly what I would get the degree in. The first two things that come to mind for me, if I was doing it all over again and I was getting a degree, I would get my degree in, and maybe this is the best way to answer it, I would get my degree in accounting and computer programming. Something computer related, specifically software programming and accounting and computers. And accounting and finance. I think personally, from my perspective, those are the most valuable degrees that you can get. There are plenty of others, but that's what I would personally do. Both will help you tremendously. Both give you a lot of options. The world we're moving into is all about technology. And if you understand finance, that is critical to your business. You can learn a lot of the skills you would learn in a business degree by reading great books. What are you not going to learn what are you not going to easily learn in books? I think it's harder to learn finance, though it can be done. It's nice to be forced into having to actually do the work in accounting and learn it. And you're probably not going to pick up a book and learn how to program or learn computers. So put yourself in a position where you're forced to do that. So think about it from that perspective. What are the most valuable skills of an executive in a company or an owner of a company? And make sure you put yourself in a position to be forced to learn and practice those skills. Writing, public speaking, programming, finance and accounting. Anything around that, you'll do very well. Good luck.